Good day, good day, good day. Welcome back to class. In this lesson, we are going to talk about HTML multimedia. HTML multimedia. Note, this is going to be a very interesting topic and lesson. So, watch to the end and learn how to use HTML multimedia on your web page. We have visited a lot of websites in our lifetime, and when we started programming or developing websites on our own as website developers and designers, we've been to websites that we didn't like at all. We have also been to the one that we fell in love with and we felt like being able to develop. There are a lot of stuff ingredients that were added together to get the outlook that you saw. And one of the most important things or components of a website or a web page, apart from the text that we see around, is also a multimedia. Multimedia is just a collection of any sound or video that can be heard or can be seen. So if it's a movie, it's a multimedia. If it's a music, it's a multimedia. If a short video, a multimedia. A funny video, a multimedia. A recording, a multimedia. Documentary, a multimedia. So just think of it. What can you see? What can you hear? Anything you can see, anything you can hear forms part of multimedia. Note that we have considered one interesting part of multimedia, which are images. And we did that earlier on. If you haven't watched that, then I recommend you going back and watch our tutorial on images and how best you're going to incorporate images in your website that you develop. For this one, we're going to concentrate mainly on how we're going to incorporate videos and maybe sounds or music or whatever you call it into our web page or website. You want to know more? Let us begin. First of all, we're going to create a new file and we're going to call this file. Let me see. Let me open this guy, my website development process, and I'll create a new file. Just click on new file and we're going to call this multimedia. Okay, multimedia dot what html, right? Dot html. That's fine. Okay, so our file is opened or created, okay, and it's found inside of website development products. Okay, so that's fine. Multimedia.html. Note that you can just give it any name at all that you wish and prefer. But for mine, I just want the name to relate to what its content is. So I just decided to give it the name multimedia.html. Then we will need our HTML syntax, right? So we'll just select that from the list and we are good to go. The next most important thing is to change the title from document towards HTML multimedia. This serious, okay, to HTML multimedia. So let's do that. Multimedia, okay. That's fine. Now, earlier on, we said that multimedia is a collection of anything that can be seen or that can be heard. So what are some of the multimedia we're going to consider? We've considered the images part of it. What are the rest? They are left with sounds, those that cannot be seen but can be heard, and those that can be seen and heard at the same time with the video, right? So if you have any movie, if you have anything at all, any short video describing a company or whatever it is, a business, a personal profile or something like that, then you can use that. If you don't and you have any other thing at all, it's okay. So if you could see here inside of my folder, I have some few of these. These are videos and this is this is also a video and the rest are just audio. So we're going to learn how to incorporate this in our website. It's going to be a very short video because everything is well understood and well explained. So we'll just start with some few elements. And because we're going to incorporate our first time in video, we'll just call on our video element and there we go. You see that source attribute over there? We wouldn't need it for now, so we'll just call it off and delete that. If you've done that, that's right. Let's move on. The next most important attribute you're going to need whenever you try inserting video is what we call the control attribute. You know what a control does? The control attribute give the user the ability to pause, play, playlist, or continue, or whatever it be. So without the control attribute, the user wouldn't be able to control how the video is played, and we don't want that to happen, right? Even if you go to a website and you see that, you wouldn't be happy. Then we'll need to specify a width, okay? A width of our video. We don't want it to take the whole page. No, that's not something that we want. So we're just going to set the width to 320, and maybe we set the height as well, right? Yes, so that at least we are able to control the vertical and the horizontal dimensions properly. So we're going to set that one to 240. Sorry, 240. Yes, good to go. After that, we'll go inside of our video element and we'll call on another wonderful element. We call it the source element, and I'm going to choose the source. In this case, I have to specify which video I would want. You know what the source element, the source attribute is used for already. You remember when we did images, it's the same way. So in this case, I'm going to insert this video, okay, Tim Godfrey. So I'll just call on that here. Let's see if I would be able to do that. I think my system should get me this automatically. I don't like typing this thing. Godfrey. Fit. Oh, it's supposed to give me this thing straight away. Pardon me. Cabbage grain. Okay. Nah. Oh, I'm not going to type all this. Okay, so there I go. Thank you. That's fine. So I've been able to insert my video. You get it? Then you come here. You see the type attribute here also. It's very important. It always takes the first value video, and you have to specify, okay, the extension of video you are using. In this case, you could see the extension is what? MP4. I haven't deliberated on that already, but I will just explain that in a jiffy. So you just state it was an MP4 video. Control plus S to save our work, and maybe we are ready to listen to our video in our web page. So let's go to our web page. No, let's go back again. Let me copy the parts, then we are good to go. Copy the part here, and then we can go to our web browser, paste our part, and maybe we should be ready to go. That's fine. So you could see our video has been loaded with the specified dimensions. You get it? So this was 340, then this was 240. Just click on play and
please, everybody,
go to go.
Stand and help me.
So I will be able to
travel to bring everyone.
This one of the music I like so much. So I will be able to explain for you or probably come back. I like this very by the way, that's just by the way. So we go back to this thing. Then you see we made mention of the source element. Yep. Yes, this is the source element. The source element, okay, I need to come here first before I come to the source element for a better understanding. So if I put it here, you will even see the source element allow authors to specify multiple alternative media resources for media element. It does not represent anything on its own. You get it? So the source element allow authors to specify multiple alternative media resources for media elements. As I said earlier on, when you go to our type attributes here, you come here on our board. Let me highlight that guy so you see it. This is what I'm talking of. Our type attributes. You can see we have video and MP4. Now videos comes in various forms. They come in various extensions. You could get a video in .mp4, .wb, WEBM, and so on and so forth. Let me list them for you. But the recommended one is always the MP4. You get it. MP4 is supported by all browsers. We have another extension that we call the. We have another one we call the WEBM, and that one is also almost as supported by all web browsers. Okay, and also we have the .ogg. The .ogg is, however, not supported by Safari, but supported by the rest of the browsers. So you take note of that. You might not know which browser your user might be using to access your website or web page. So it is always advisable to use the source element here. Let's go here. You use the source element here, the source element that we made mention of. The source element would help you or give you the ability to specify alternative extensions or video format for the same video. So for instance, if I were to get any video, the same video, let's say Tinkofre, the Travis Green, Nara, then the extension would change here. Okay, the extension would change here. So in this case, maybe I would just change this guy to what? OGG. That's fine. So this is another wonderful extension. Then I'll come to the type and change the type also here. You get it? And change the type also here. So I'll just say OGD. I hope you get it. But the most important thing here is that you will have to set the type first always to MP4, because as I said earlier on, MP4 is supported by all web browsers. You get it? In case the user might be accessing your site or web page with an old web browser, then the other alternatives is good. But always, at least the MP4, you are good to go, and you are rest assured that your video is accessible by all. You get it? Your video is accessible by all. Because my videos extension is not it's not .ogg. If I use .ogg here, it's going to break my code. Somebody will ask, what if I want to insert multiple videos? Then you will need multiple video element or video tag. You get it? So for instance, let's say I want to insert another wonderful video from a very wonderful programmer or website developer. Yeah. Then I would go on here and call on the video element. You should know that the video element is what? An inline element, and therefore if I don't use the break element, it's going to fall on the same horizontal line, which I do not like. So I want it to go down, and that's the reason why I'm using the break element. If you don't know the break element, then I advise you go back to our former video and watch that. So just need to clear this. Okay, bam. Then this guy should also leave. You don't need it. Then what do we need? We need controls, right? Yep, we need the controls so that the user will be able to control that. And we go inside here, we call on our source element, and I come down here and choose this guy and say the source is going to be, I have one wonderful video here. Let me see. HTML let's go. HTML MP4, I guess. HTML.mp4. HTML. There we go. So that's that guy. Then the type is going to be what? Video. That's right. Then stroke what? MP4, and you are good to go. So Control plus S. Then we are expecting 2 videos now, right? Let's refresh our browser. There we go. And you could see that because I didn't specify the width and the height for this video, we are automatically getting a video that takes up almost all the size of the window that we are having now. Okay, So this is a wonderful video from website developer and designer, and if I click
Alright, so
yes,
in the
we are
last
good to
lesson,
go,
we
and
created the
we
start
are
of
able
our
to,
beautiful personal web.
that's that. Okay, so that's just by the way. So we need to control the size of our video, right? Yes, very important. So maybe I refresh this guy again, and then we are good to go. So this is what we have, and this is not what we want. We just have to specify the size, as I said earlier on. You get it? So where do we specify the size? Inside of the opening tag of the control element. So we just go to there and say width. You can give it any width at all. You can choose to add even units to that, but I don't prefer the units, so maybe 300 will do. Then Control plus S to save. Go back to our work, refresh it. I guess yes. Then you could see now it has been resized according to my preference, what I like and not what it likes. Okay. So just
Alright,
clicking on
so
that,
in
and
the
we are good
last
to go. Just clicking on this,
Please,
and then
everybody,
we are good to go.
stop.
My favorite movie. I really love this song. I really love this song. So that's just by the way. Then let's go back here to our browser again. Then I'll teach you one more or two things. Then we'll take it up from there. Now you go back to our first video. You get it? Sometimes you just open a website or a web page and the video automatically starts playing. And you ask yourself, why this? Why should it be like that? Okay, how do they do it? That's the most important thing as a developer you have to ask yourself. And why do they do it? That one will be your own discretion. So I say autoplay. So they use the autoplay attribute to do that. You get it? And when I click Control plus S, I save it. I go back to my browser. You see something. Refresh, and you could see none of them start playing on their own unless I go and click on the play button. Okay.
Please, everybody, please,
Start
everybody.
playing on their own. So let's go back here and I'll show you one thing. There is one most important thing. You see, web browsers have gotten a way to, ensure that their users also enjoy whatever they see and hear, and they are able to get control over whatever they see and hear as well. You got it? So they don't necessarily allow autoplay, but under special circumstances, autoplay is allowed when the thing is muted. So if I come here and I say muted, then you could see that our first video can now be autoplayed. I'm going to refresh, and you could see it start playing on its own, but in this case it has been muted. You see that it's playing. I hope you could see it. It's playing. Let me maybe unlock this guy one so you will see. So it's playing. Let me see if I would still be able to enlarge it. So you see. So you see this guy has started playing already. It has started playing already, but I didn't ask it to play. So the moment the site is loaded, you can see that the video start playing on its own. And maybe if I want to go on, I'll just listen to my favorite. I love this movie so. Maybe I'll give it this.
You've done so much for me, I cannot tell it all.
By the way, okay, so that's it, and you could see it's just started playing on its own without me using the stop button. Okay, without me using the start and the stop button. So you take key note of that. Let's go back to normal stuff. 100, that's fine. So this is the size of our browser and of our video. So that's that. So we've learned what? We've learned to use the video element, the source element, and also the control attributes, the width attribute, and the autoplay and the muted attribute as well. So you learn how to do that. Now, when do they use the autoplay and the muted? The autoplay and the muted is mostly used for advertising, and sometimes it becomes very annoying. If you don't take care and your website visitors come and they are officially or mostly greeted with a video, it takes bundle, you get it. It takes up their bundle and they are not ready to pay for that. Then you are not sure to have them on the website again. No, it might not happen. So it's always advisable to leave the autoplay unless under special circumstances. So I leave that one to you to decide. So to get a video on your website, you need a video element, and you have to get the video downloaded or whatever be it in your folders that you are using for the website development or designing. Then you have to get some 2 or 3 stuffs and you are ready to go. No, you get your video element, your source element. The source element, as I said, so maybe I will have to copy this guy and maybe repeat the process for you to know. That's fine. So let's see. Bam, and maybe I'll just repeat that. Just repeat that. Okay, so in this case I will just change the extension, and you should note that it is the same word. Video is the same video, okay, just that different extension. So per the preference of the browser or the one that is support, the moment it sees that, it will just change it. It will just recognize or take the one it support and leave those that it does not support. So as I said, we also have WEBM, and I'm sure you've seen this before, and we also have WEDM. That's fine. So these are for the same video. You get it? The same video. Control+S to save. If you go back to our browser and refresh, we still have our video. You get it? We still have our video, but because our browser recognizes the first one as MP4, it'll take the MP4. Let's go and change the order and see something over here. We go back to our VS Code. We'll change the order, make the MP4 the last one here. Okay, so we see something over here. So let me copy. I think we even have that, but I'll just cut it from here and put it somewhere below the last one. Okay, yep. Okay, maybe I make it the second one. Let's see. Control+. Okay, so it's the same thing. I'm just changing the position. Let's refresh our browser and see, and you see we are still getting our same video, even though we don't have the first one. Even though go back, we don't have the first one, that's the .ogg. We have the MP4, and because the browser went through these lines of code, it recognizes that, oh, the .ogg is not supported or is not available, but the .mp4 is supported and available, and it uses that. Okay, so please, we take note of that. We take note of that. So you could see my favorite music play. So that's just by the way. Now, what do you think will be the processes to get our audios also online or on our website? Don't worry, we are here to learn, and that's the reason why you've come to this channel. Don't worry, we're going to learn. So in that case, we need the same stuff but just one different thing, and we'll be good to go. Okay, so let's go on. We will need the audio the audio elements, and then we'll just get rid of this guy, the source. And because audio is also part of a multimedia, we need a control, right? And do you think we should get autoplay, that you open a website and if you think you can put autoplay, but for me, I'm not doing that. And maybe you add muted. And do you think we should control the height of this? Well, I don't think it's necessary though, but maybe if you want to control the height, it's mostly advisable you use the come. You use CSS to control the size, but if you still want to, maybe I don't think this guy is actually necessary, but very still, maybe 20 might be okay. Then you go out, you column height. See, it's not something that it's mostly done, so they don't have it here or the same. Then you go in the inside of your audio element, column source, and maybe come to SLC. This just to make my work very simple for me. Okay, and I have 2 or 3 audio is already here. I have like you, and this is what I'm going to use. Like you, brain. They give me, oh, I cannot type this. Like, let me go back and check. Like you, Tatiana. You get it? So let's go back and see. Like, I've gotten it, that's fine. And you could see the extension is different here. This dot mp3. So I just go here and specify the type. The type is what? It's an audio. That's fine. So then I'll get this and we'll get my extension mp3. Then also bam. Okay, so Control plus S to save my work. Go to my browser and maybe refresh. Yep. Now we have audio down here. This is also one of my favorite music, and I'll just click and play it.
You gotta get up. You gotta get up and make a move. 'Cause the world will never see you till you do. No, they don't really care what you're going through. So you gotta show 'em, baby. You gotta show 'em the real you. You gotta give 'em what you got. No, don't let them say what you're not, 'cause you are strong. You are wise. You are worth beyond 1,000 reasons why. And you can't be perfect, baby, 'cause nobody's perfect, darling. But no, 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 there's nobody in the world like you. What do you do when you can't let go? What do you say when you just don't know how you feel? And you know nobody knows how you feel.
And here, so that's just by the way, and that's also a way of inserting audio and video, and we've learned how to use this and use them well. So you take key note of this. This is very simple and a very short video, and you could see that the controls that we gave here, that the width and the height, wasn't necessarily applied in our website or on our web page, and therefore it's mostly not needed and necessary. Because but if you still want to do that, you can go ahead. So maybe with audio we have different formats as well. With audios we have different formats as well. So let's see how that one goes. What are the possible formats that are allowed? So with MP3 is the first one, is the most recommended and the one that we expect from all of you guys. We have other extensions like .wave and .ogg. Just know that on Safari we don't Safari does not support the .ogg extension, so you take note of that. But MP3 and Wave is supported by almost all web browsers. So you take note of that. So we could have OGG here. It wouldn't change anything. It is just giving the browser alternatives to what choose from. Okay, to choose from. So we can go down there and also say another one, paste. And in this case, we are just trying to ensure that our extensions are well known. So if you see this, they wouldn't become anything new to you. Okay, so that's fine. Control plus S, and we'll still get our nice music played. So there we go. This guy is already autoplay, that's why we are having that, and we have our music again. So let's stop this guy and maybe enjoy music for a while, and then we can
Don't always have to be strong all by yourself. I said it's okay to ask for help. Now listen, people will find you, but they don't define you. And you will find people who help redesign you. People will find you, but
that's just by the way. Okay, so You go back, and then we are good to go. Maybe we insert last audio and we'll end our lesson here. But before we end our lesson too, I think I will have to give you one tip that you can use one day if there need be. Okay, so we'll just call on audio, bam, and get rid of this guy. The source attribute and its content are not needed. We'll just get it some controls, and maybe we are good to go. Then we'll get our source elements. We'll come down here, choose type, and we say can you stay, or only you can say. Maybe a stiff crown, you are great. Okay, let me use this guy. Then maybe let's see, get rid of you. Yeah, fine. Okay, can you stay is what I want to do on this. Okay, so let's come to this guy. Then maybe can you stay? Can, that's fine. And the extension is MP3. So I'll just come here, write audio, write stroke what MP, and I'll get my thread from the list. Control plus S, and we are good to go. We'll just refresh our browser and maybe get another wonderful audio down here. So we have it here. And hear that.
Myself, no, I can't let up. When I fall down, I feel like I can't get up.
So that's that, and maybe we'll end our video here. So the video has been very short and interesting. So from now onwards, I'm very sure you know how to insert videos and audios inside your website as and when the need be. You should know that these things are used sparingly. Sparingly means they are not mostly used, so you have to gauge their use. Very, very important in order to keep your website consistent and on track. Maybe if you are using this for a music download site or something like that, then these are going to be the main content with some little text, and you are good to go. So that will be that. Thank you for watching, and I hope you've learned a lot today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friend to tell a friend that Rose Consult is back, and we are here to learn. Let's learn together and build website together. Bye bye for now.